Okay, everybody wants to take a seat. We'll get started. Thank you, everybody. Hello and welcome to Hive Ignite. So, what is Hive Ignite? Well, we figured with the Utah Digital Entertainment Network, for those that don't know, what we've been trying to do for the last few years is to bring together the digital entertainment community that we have here in Utah. That means film, it means games, it means TV, it means streaming, it means all the targeted education that we support. We're putting on great digital entertainment programs, and pretty much anybody and everybody in between. Filmmaker, whether you're a game developer. Our hope is that we can over time blur those lines between those distinctions and have our community, first of all, become a community and start working together, start collaborating, sharing the skills that we have. Because it's our contention, we really don't have a film industry here, we really don't have a games industry here. We have a lot of service companies to those industries. And we all want to stay here doing this, and we'd all like to be bigger than it is now. But I think we're only going to get there when we start working together and collaborating more. So that's what UDEN's goal is, to try to become an organization that helps become the glue for this. We don't want to replace anything that's already happening, anything that already exists. We want to try to foster the collaboration and communication between those groups. So what we've been doing for the last few years is having some meetings, typically once a quarter, where we've got people from the games community, and the film community, and all the ancillary folks together to network and to share educational topics, share expertise and so on. And we typically get about 150 to 200 people to those. Our next one's actually coming up on Wednesday evening this week as part of Hive Ignite. We had this feature called Hive Ignite as part of those meetings, which is where we invited anybody up for a 3-minute speed pitch to tell us anything they wanted to tell the community. And that was quite successful. But every time we had a meeting and we'd specialize in this thing or that thing, or we go this place or that place, the feedback we got was, wouldn't it be great if you did that thing or this thing as well? And try to do it all at the same time. So we figured, well, why don't we do that? So this week is our first experiment, and I tell you, we're probably never doing it again. It's a lot of hard work. We are a voluntary organization. We have things to do that pay the bills. Well, you wouldn't believe so if you'd seen us in the last few weeks. But we certainly have had a great response. This audience doesn't tell us that, right? But what we figured was, we would like these to be more intimate sessions than typically our larger meetings. Our larger meetings with, 150 odd people, other than the networking, it's very hard to make connections. It's hard to really have decent conversations with a group of people. So we figured, well, if we do these sessions over the course of a week, we're not going to get that kind of numbers of people, especially during the daytime. So let's have these more intimate sessions where you can have good topics. And we figured, we might have some sessions with 3 people. We might have some sessions with 20. It doesn't matter. The point is, we'll get people together, we'll start these conversations, and we'll get the topics that matter to our community out there. We didn't choose the topics that we're covering in Hive Ignite Week. They were all suggested by members of our community. These are the topics we'd like to talk about, either sharing expertise or raising awareness. And so, the other thing I'd say is that it doesn't matter how many people here, to us it's not about the numbers, it's about the quality of the conversation, it's about having a conversation. And we're also recording these for our YouTube channel, so that in fact, even for the people who couldn't make it today, or this week, they'll be able to watch this future points in time. So make sure to put on your best face, because we'll go on. So things coming up this week, we'd like to thank our sponsors. We're here at Access Salt Lake. Access Salt Lake is a, what do we call it?
Co-working.
A co-working community, right? And they're trying to bring together lots of different communities to have this be the hub where they meet. So whether it's somewhere to work downtown for a day, or a place to work a couple of days a week, that you want a regular place to work, that has a coffee shop on site, that has free Wi-Fi, then this is it. Also, if you wanted to base your company here, it's a great place to start. On the other side, there's a whole bunch of startups happening right here in this environment. And UDEN has a home here as well. This is where we come several times a week to do our UDEN business. And so it's just a great configurable space which we'll be using all week. So thanks to Access for giving us the space. Thanks to the Film Commission, Ricky here from the Film Commission, and to Virginia as well, for they've been great supporters since we started. Basically saying, look, however the Film Commission can help foster this community to grow and evolve it. Watch My America, we'll be hearing from them later. Gary here, so they were going to be one of our exhibitors today, next door, but Gary just got off a plane from New York, like that's some kind of excuse.
I know, like I do that every day, right. Commuting back and forth.
So what we'll do after this session, we'll have Gary tell us a few words about Watch My America and what that channel's about. and GrowTix. Now, GrowTix is actually part of the Salt Lake Tribune Media Company, they actually see they're a group of young technologists that do ticketing for major events, Comic-Cons and trade shows and so on. And they've gotten to become one of the biggest in the industry. And they started out here doing a game show called Geeks, maybe 10 or 15 years ago. And while I was working at Electronic Arts, we were big supporters of Geeks and trying to help them. And they remembered that. So now they're giving it back to the community and saying, well, we'd now like to help give something back to the community. They're one of our sponsors as well, so we're grateful to all of them. Looking ahead to what we've got, so throughout the week we've got a lot of exhibitors, mostly there tomorrow and Thursday, coming in to show different types of things happening within our community, whether it's hands-on applications in AR and VR, whether it be games, or whether that be music applications, or whether that be health applications. We've got the Microsoft Store coming in to show some technology, for example. We've got an author coming in to talk about what it's like being somebody from the games industry who then moves into becoming somebody who's a written word as an author and so on. Anyway, lots more coming up the rest of this week. We can talk about any of those if you want to. Tomorrow, our day kicks off with a panel. We're starting each day with a panel discussion. We have a panel discussion from some of the leading lights in AR and VR who also happen to be in Utah. It's amazing who you find in this place that is an expert in their field. So tomorrow it's going to be state of the art in AR and VR from these guys. We end each day with an evening event. Tomorrow's evening event is our quarterly meeting, UDEN 19, for which our focus, our keynote is on social media strategies. How to use social media effectively to grow your business, because business development is our focus for the year. And then we have a number of other themes for the day. VR is a big theme, but also how to use video, for example, as a strategy to grow your business. That's tomorrow. Thursday, we start with a fireside chat with a good friend of ours who works at Microsoft. He's a video game producer. He's going to be talking to us about what it's like to be a video game producer. And we end the day with esports. Esports is a huge growing business, and now if you're good enough you can actually get a college scholarship at the University of Utah to play video games and buy your way through college. So it's huge business globally. Anyway, so we're going to have Utah versus BYU esports live on Thursday evening. So stand by. And then we have some other great topics as well. At the weekend, we have the interactive jam. You probably attend film festivals where you're taking part in collaborative sessions. Certainly there's been game jams where collaborative people come together, whether they make games or they haven't made games, and they make a game over a 24-hour or 48-hour period. We figured let's put those things together and have an interactive jam where anybody who wants to can come along and over a 2-day period collaborate with others that have turned up to do the same thing and make something interactive. You don't care what it is. It doesn't have to be a game, it doesn't have to be a movie, it could be an app of some sort, but combine the skills can make something interactive. So that's this weekend. We hope if that goes well, that could become a regular event. Tonight, our big event is we have a screening of a documentary called Toxic Puzzle, which is all about toxic algae, toxic blooms they're called, which actually impact Utah as much as anywhere else in the nation, that are thought to have led to things like Parkinson's and ALS disease. This was a 4-year movie made by a local film director, Bo Landin, and it's a work of passion for him. So this film talks about how he followed scientists for 4 years as they figured these things out. And they got Harrison Ford to do the narration of the film as well. It's a cause dear to his heart as well. So tonight we've got a screening of that film, followed by a Q&A with Bo, who's the director of that movie. And today then, so this is what's in store for your staying for the day. We've got a panel to start with, and as I say, we end the evening with the Toxic Puzzle, and then we have some other great presentations coming up on the hour from 2 o'clock. So we begin then, let us begin, I should say, with our first panel discussion, and we're very grateful to have Dana Ware with us, and to talk about women in the arts. Because apparently this is a very male-dominated business. Apparently people go in the room. Actually, those rooms are not too bad. So anyway, I'm going to let Dana introduce the team and tell us more. But thank you for doing this. We appreciate it. To kick us off then, with women in the arts.